This is Counterpoint, and I'm your host, Tanya Granic Allen. The situation in Iran is entering a volatile new phase, and the consequences are now being felt far beyond the Middle East. Over the past few weeks, military strikes by Israel and the United States have escalated into a wider confrontation with the Islamic Republic, targeting Iranian military infrastructure and leadership. At the same time, Iran's leadership has hardened its stance, threatening retaliation and disruption across the region, including through the critical Strait of Hormuz, a lifeline for global energy markets. Inside Iran, the regime is tightening its grip as pressure mounts. Authorities say hundreds of people have already been arrested for allegedly sharing information with foreign adversaries as the government tries to contain internal dissent during the conflict. But the story isn't just unfolding overseas. Here in Canada, the debate over how Ottawa should respond to the Iranian regime is intensifying. The federal government insists its approach toward individuals connected to the regime is aggressive, even as critics question whether enforcement and deportations have actually matched this rhetoric. And across the country, Iranian Canadians continue organizing rallies and solidarity demonstrations, calling attention to the struggle for freedom inside Iran. All of this raises a deeper strategic question. Is the Islamic Republic actually weakening under the weight of internal unrest and external pressure? Or, as some analysts argue, does the regime measure victory in a much, much simpler way, simply survival? Have Iranians inside Iran taken up the fight for freedom? Will they be successful? To unpack the latest in the Iran conflict, I'm joined today by Shahram Golestaneh, president of the Iran Democratic Association here in Canada. Shahram, thank you so much for joining me again. It's a pleasure to have you back on.
Thank you so much for having me again. It's
So,
good to be on your show.
thank you so much. So, as of the recording of this show, could you please bring us up to speed on where the war stands now? It's been a couple of weeks. What is happening?
Yeah, as you just alluded to, there are many analysts talking about the situation of the war from all sides. Um, Definitely, the war has weakened the regime and its leadership. There is no question. The supreme leader Ali Khamenei is gone. Now, uh, basically, a replacement. Um, They have put his son, Mujtaba Khamenei, as the supreme leader, but no one knows whether he is alive, whether he is in what condition he is. There are many rumors on that, but let's not get to the rumors. The situation of the war, as you just mentioned, it's widening because of Iran's attack on neighboring countries,
Yes.
on all Arab countries, some of whom were actually in mediation between Iran and the United States, like Oman. But Iran has not hesitated to attack even those countries or refineries in Dubai, in Qatar, in Kuwait. And this has obviously caused a lot of issues and troubles in the world economy, and more specifically in the safe passage of ships and the oil,
Yes.
basically from the Strait of Hormuz, as you just mentioned. And on the other hand, much of the Iran's military infrastructure has basically have disappeared. So it's a very volatile situation. The Iranian regime, however, I have to say that by just the pressure or outside pressure or the foreign war will not fall. It needs the Iranian people uprising and the struggle from within that will bring a change that everyone is looking for. And this is
Absolutely.
the key point. So I had heard even Mr. Trump has said or admitted that the change has to come only from within. That's what we have been saying for past, I would say, 40 years. Unfortunately, the policy of appeasement of some of the Western countries has led to the current situation and the war. And as Churchill said once, appeasement will always lead to war, not to basically a change of behavior of dictatorial regime. And that's where we are currently at that stage.
So we're about to cut to commercial break, but when we come back, I'd like to talk to you about that to discuss why we haven't seen the robust uprising that we were expecting and hopeful for. We'll be right back in a moment.